Aloha, welcome. Andara Traciana here. Excited to bring to you a video tutorial about how to do and make gem and flower essences using water, flowers, crystals, sunlight or the moonlight or the starlight. I'm going to share with you first what materials I want you to have for this, and then talk about how to do it. And during that process, I will share why we're doing this and what's so cool about it. So when we're making a flower or gem essence, we're making it to use internally with a few drops in the mouth. The finished product will be likely a little bottle, a dropper bottle like this. This is a 1 ounce bottle. And or you could get a spray bottle and use it as a spray. I have a spray bottle here. Water and essence, very refreshing and illuminating. The other way we can use it is to ingest it, to just drink it right after we use it or make it, or to use it in the bath. And what we're doing in addition to infusing flower and gem essence into the water is we're also creating ceremony, and we are infusing our own personal prayers into the water. We have the option to, we don't have to, but it's a great thing to do with this process. So first, I want you to make sure that you have a glass or crystal bowl or some kind of object to hold the water that you're going to be doing this in. So sometimes if it's a small thing, I'll use something like this. Or if it's a bigger project, I'll use something like this. These are Pyrex. It's ideal to have a nice crystal, clear quartz crystal bowl or glass, but if you don't have that, glass is perfectly fine. You're gonna want something like saran wrap or another piece of glass to cover it. So with this, I would actually probably cut it, open this maybe and cut it and create saran wrap covering, and maybe you'll need a rubber band to keep it taut, or just a piece of glass that you can put over flat over the bowl or glass. You don't want debris falling into the water, is why we need that. Next, we're gonna have probably some scissors to, if we're gonna be cutting flowers, we might need scissors. We're gonna need a jar because we want to collect the water, strain the flower or the rock out of the water and collect it in a jar afterwards. I have flowers here that are dry just to show you that we're going to want flowers or crystals for the project, whatever crystals you want. I have some Herkimer diamond here. I've got a clear quartz. I've got a rose quartz. I've got an Andara crystal. I've got chrysoprase, and I've got a Lemurian quartz crystal. So I could use any of these crystals. Usually it's good to just do one, so you get the essence of that one crystal. And if you want to do two, you could do them separately and mix them later. You could also do flower and crystal essence. So I would do, if I was doing that, I would just do pick one flower and one crystal to put in the water. So just feel into what flower, what crystal you want to use. Usually anything works, except a side caution with crystals. Some crystals like malachite and other crystals are not good to do this practice with. They're good, but you would need to separate the water from the drink, what you're going to drink. So you would need an extra little cup, clear cup within the water to put your crystal in that's not going to touch what you're drinking, if that makes sense. So maybe like a jar with the crystal in it and some water, and then within the water surrounding it, so the crystal doesn't touch this outer water, but you're infusing it into this outer water. That's because some crystals leach different minerals that we don't want to ingest. So if you go online, you can see what crystals are not good for this. There's probably a good list of them. Most crystals are great. Quartz crystals are great. Amethyst. Yeah, there's a lot of great ones. So it's not too limiting. So the last thing you'll want is just like I showed you in the beginning, like a little bottle to, if you want to preserve it, you'll want to put it in a cute little spray bottle or a 1 or 2 ounce dropper bottle. You'll also want something to preserve it. So I would say vodka or brandy are great ways to preserve it, because if you're putting the water in a bottle and it's just water, it will, as it's sitting around, the bacteria inside the water will grow and it will become not suitable for consumption. So you want something to preserve it. Most people use vodka or brandy. You could even use brandy or vodka that's been infused with herbs to give it a fun flavor. You could add honey, maybe, if you want some more flavor, but I wouldn't recommend that actually in the moment here. Just a simple preservative of alcohol. If you're highly allergic to alcohol, you could use apple cider vinegar, but it would change the flavor a lot and it's not as ideal. So those are the things that you're going to need. If I forgot anything, I'll bring them up later. So next is, another thing which is on my list is some items that will help you set a ceremonial space, whether that be a candle or burning some type of plant material, sage or Palo Santo, or something that invokes spirit for you. It could be a prayer or just cleansing of the area or a grounding meditation kind of a thing that you'll want to do to create a ceremony around this process. So whatever for you makes it feel ceremonial, please do that. Whether it be you're wearing something special or you're setting up a beautiful space in nature to put your bowl, something special. And yeah, I don't need to go over the top, but just keeping in mind creating a ceremonial atmosphere for this project. Next, we want to tune into what gem or flower we want to use. Really, anything that calls to you. I love doing roses. I love doing random new flowers that that are just attractive to me, that are in the area that I am. Things that, that feel inspiring. So you're gonna plan to do this at a certain time. So keeping in mind, looking ahead a bit. The ideal time to do this is in the morning time when the sun is rising. So sometime between 7 and 9 a.m. as a start time. And the project will last about 2 to 3 hours. So if it's 8 o'clock that you're starting, at about 9, 10 or 11, you will complete your project. This is for sunflower essences. So the morning time, if you can't do it, try afternoon. It's not a big deal, but ideally the rising time when the sun is rising is the best. Next, if you're doing a flower essence that is connected with the moon energy or the star energy, it's wonderful I like to do full or new moons. You can really do any moon phase, but to get the most maybe potency from the cosmic energy, I would do a full moon in which you would set out your water under the full moon at night, and you would make sure to bring it in before the sun rises. It doesn't always happen, but like I said, with these things, it's ideal to just get the moon energy for this project and that therefore taking it in from the outdoors when the moon has about to set and the sun has not risen yet. With starlight, the same thing. If you're doing it on a new moon, you're collecting starlight into your water. Just good to have just the energy of the dark and the stars. So waking up early and grabbing that water and making sure it comes back into the vessel that you're going to pour it into after that. So that's some logistics there. Next, with flower essences, it's quite important to just get the essence of the flower, meaning we're not touching the flower. Using gloves is highly advised, or just doing your best to not touch the flower or to touch it as little as possible. So also connecting with the flower, saying a prayer, giving thanks, asking to be connected with the highest soul of this particular flower, the soul essence, the spirit essence of the flower. There's actually, I think, a symbol that you can use to draw or visualize when you're doing this, and I will try to find that and put it in a picture in the notes below. But the important thing is just to connect with the flower and ask, may I take some of your flowers for a flower essence, and state your intentions and just feel and connect and wait for a yes, and just really establish that connection of gratitude and, giving thanks. These are beings, and it's more amplified. The process is more amplified when we give reverence and we make a solid connection energetically. So yeah, all these things we do with nature are really about showing that we care and we are wanting to take or receive, but with extreme gratitude and reverence. And also you could even give back something to the plant. It's nice to maybe sprinkle some tobacco on the plant, or give it anything you wish, a song, a prayer, a physical object that you love, anything to show your gratitude. So sometimes I'll give my blood to the plant, and that will be my offering, and then I'll take the flowers a couple days later, or yeah. So next is just really just doing your best to be very delicate and clipping the flower, maybe holding the stem if you're not wearing gloves, and putting it directly in your cup that has water in it. It's nice to put the water in first so that the flowers just can sit right on top of the water. With flowers, they're all different sizes, right? So if you're doing small flowers, I would say take a handful, like maybe 20 flowers. If you're doing big flowers, you only need like 1 to 3 flowers. I've done a flower essence with just one giant rose. So, and typically if they're facing up, that's the best way. So it doesn't really matter, but if you are to situate them in the water, it's more comfortable and effective if the flower is facing up. Now with the crystal, all you would need to do is literally, cleanse the crystal. Cleansing a crystal is great. All you need to do really is keep it on the earth for overnight, for the whole night, or 24 hours, and that will cleanse your crystal before you make the essence. So then what you would do after you've cleansed your crystal is put it in here. Again, gloves are ideal, but not essential. And then pour the water in. So once you have your water, your crystal, and your flower all in the jar, or the cup or the bowl, you're going to cover it with your saran wrap and maybe put a rubber band on it, or so it doesn't move. And you're going to place it under the sunlight or the moonlight or the starlight, and let it do its thing. Before that, you can actually, water is highly conductive and it absorbs your intentions and prayers. So if you want to make a specific remedy for yourself or a loved one, you can state your prayers and intentions into the water. You can hold the water close to your mouth, to your heart, and share what your intentions are, and infuse the water with those prayers and intentions. I like to do this as a ritual on the full or new moon. It's really wonderful. And then I would make a spray, and I would use the spray as I'm moving through that moon cycle, just as a reminder of that prayer and intention. If you're just making a flower essence and it's in the sun, you could be aware of the astrology that's going on, but you don't need to be. And yeah, it's more potent to do that with awareness of, like, say your birthday is, say you do it on your birthday, or you do it on the summer solstice or the equinox. Like, you're infusing that energy into the water as well. So that's something to be mindful of. And then, yeah, that prayer and intention will be held in the water as you use it throughout the next coming months or days. And let's see. Make sure that there isn't a lot of trees or houses blocking the sunlight. You might want to stay around the area and make sure that, the shadow doesn't come over your beautiful setup. You really want the sunlight to be pouring into the water and allowing the essence to infuse into the water with the sunlight's activation. So after you've done that for 2 to 3 hours or all night with the moon and stars, you will bring it in and you will filter out the water from the matter, the rock, gem, or flower, and you'll put it in a jar or in your little cute little vessel. You can drink it right away. If you want to really take it in, you can have a big swig of it. It won't hurt you. It will be super medicinal to drink your creation right away. And to preserve it, you will put it in a bottle, or 3 bottles or 4 if you're making it for loved ones. And what the ratio is for the vodka to the water is you're going to fill up about 1/5 of the bottle with the preservative, which is vodka or brandy. And then you're going to add the rest of your flower essence till the bottle is full. And then it's nice to make a label so you remember. You can write the date and what flower it was, and maybe what the prayer was. And then you have your finished product. And you may not think that this is, and just to let you know, if you go to the store and you see Bach flower essences, or what are the other ones, something remedies, those are all made like this. And some people have a hard time believing that it can be that simple to make something that is at the store with all this fancy everything. But you are empowered to make your own flower essences. All of the flowers have energetics and voices and spiritual components that they want to gift to you. Same with the gems. So being open to making your own magic and medicine, and knowing and feeling confident that this is just as powerful and even more powerful than what you would buy at the store. Yes, the Bach flower essences are amazing and you can buy them and they're helpful. Rescue Remedy is a great one. And maybe you don't have access to those certain flowers, so you use that. But if you want to play and explore the nature around your home and do your own, empowered spiritual practices, this is a fun way to do it. And the power of water, I can't say enough of how powerful of a being water is, a conscious being, a being that we can work with to create more love, beauty, harmony, and healing on the earth. So doing practices with water and sunlight and plant matter is just so healing and fun. So I hope this was inspiring for you. I hope that you go out there and connect with the flowers, find crystals that you resonate with, yeah. And I give gene key readings, and you got one if you were in the astrology course. And in that gene key reading, you'll see the different gemstones that are associated with your different gene keys. And that's what I love to do, is infuse those gemstones into the water and make my own gem essences. And I could add a flower if I wanted, but that helps you activate your gene keys, especially if you're stating the prayer and intention that you will be activating this specific gene key. That helps, and it's fun if you want to try that. So I think that's all, and feel free to write in the comments if you have any questions. I'd be happy to answer them if I forgot anything. And I really hope that, yeah, you get inspired to try this. It's fun, it's easy, and you can't go wrong. So enjoy, and blessings to all the water beings and the earth beings and the all the elementals. And may we all be happy, free, and blessed beyond our imaginations. So much love. Aloha.